This is amazing. You know what? Let me ask you something. Knock, knock.
What? Again? Didn't we do that already yesterday?
Yeah, we're back again, so why not again? Knock, knock.
No, Lamba. One time's enough. One time's more than enough.
Well, never mind then. Should we get right into it?
Yes.
Alrighty then. Management dignitaries, respected principal and vice principal, efficient head of section, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to those who joined with us yesterday and those who are joining with us today as well.
But if you thought that all the fun is over, don't worry, because the party has just begun.
Just like yesterday, tonight we have a lot of surprises in store, ranging from an encomium to a mashup. From a saga of the Indian thrones to the settlements between war and peace. From a story depicted in utter silence to the luminous Arabian Nights.
So, without further ado, let this evening commence!
A very cordial and affable good evening to one and all. Honored management directors, treasured parent invitees, revered teachers, entire noble family, and all my dear children. A very warm and good evening. And welcome again to the second day of Noble Vezeto 2019. Let us begin this day by invoking the blessings of the Almighty on all our endeavors of today. I please welcome Raid Abdul Nasser and Hamad Khalik for reciting the prayer.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إلى ربك الرجعى صدق الله العظيم.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Proclaim, in the name of thy Lord and Cherisher, who created man out of a mere clot of congealed blood. Proclaim, and thy Lord is the most bountiful. It is he who has taught the use of man. Taught man which he knew not. Nay, but man doth transgress all bounds. In that he looketh upon himself self-sufficient. Verily, to thy Lord is the return of all. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the dream. This triumph is dedicated to the empowering management directors who took much effort to square one this school with the noble vision of noble tomorrow. With immense pleasure, may I please request Director Academics, Mr. Munir, to address the gathering.
Ladies and gentlemen, warm good evening to all of you. Even though it already started, I welcome all of you to the second day of 13th Annual Day celebration of Noble International School. It's so wonderful to see you all here to enjoy the beauty of this evening with us. And I thank all of you to find time and spending to witness the beautiful performances of our children. Our teachers support the slow learners, especially in higher grades, to make them confident enough to face the public examinations. When schools are finding ways to eliminate children to keep up their remarks on public examinations, we do not judge children on their capabilities. The schools teachers, and all other facilities are just wings that support the flying of these kites high again and again. It's our duty to support our children, to discover their potential, and to create a lifelong passion towards learning. That is the reason schools are arranging all these kind of co-curricular activities in the school to give a chance of performances of different kinds of activities. Let all of us enjoy this evening with a wonderful, talented performances. Thank you very much.
It wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for Thomas Alva Edison, who thought of illuminating our darkness.
Yes, but not just him. There are valiant other freedom fighters, creative scholars, and other men who did the unthinkable.
Yet another flame of wisdom at the throne of heaven. The captivating steps ahead will make you hearkens back not only centuries but eons ago.
Legends who have captured your hearts, ears, and eyes are going to be meritorious in a wink of time to entertain you and also take you to the brim of memories.
These legends, these people, these amazing people were not just born legends, they too were differently abled in various spheres or even from meager backgrounds, but chiseled at the core to bring out the best and prove to be successful.
So, here is our attempt to let you all hope that you all will enjoy being with us, recalling the heroic personalities.
This is not a tale of falling stars withered from the sky, but it's a tale about a group of stars up to the clouds and beyond the blue skies. This is a tribute to those legends who have faced immense challenges in life, some of who risked and sacrificed their lives and became rising stars in the sky. And nothing would have been possible without the never-ending support and love of their living gods, their parents.
You named her after a girl who spoke out and was killed. It's almost as if you said, she'll be different.
You're right.
One child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world. Words that has the whole world standing behind her. Malala Yousafzai. It was a moment of ecstasy for Ziauddin Yousafzai when he was blessed with a baby girl on July 12, 1997, whom he welcomed with a grand celebration in the small village of Mingora, Pakistan. He was determined to give her every opportunity a boy would have. Unfortunately, God had other plans. This act is about a 16-year-old Malala who was shot on her head in the year 2012 for speaking out publicly about education for girls. After months of surgeries and rehabilitation, she, along with her father, established the Malala Fund, for which she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014. I am determined to continue my fight until every girl could go to school.
One teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is one of the blessings of life and one of its necessities. But things did not remain the same. Women were flogged. People were killed. And our beautiful dreams turned into nightmares. Education went from being a right to being a crime. When my world suddenly changed, my priorities changed too. I had two options. One was to remain silent and wait to be killed. And the second was to speak up and then be killed. I chose the second one. The terrorists tried to stop us. But neither their ideas nor their bullets could win. We survived. And since that day, our voices have grown louder and louder. Why is it that countries which we call strong are so powerful in creating wars, but are so weak in bringing peace? Why is it that giving guns is so easy, but giving books is so hard? Why is it that making tanks is so easy, but building schools is so hard? We are living in the modern age, and we believe that nothing is impossible. And today, I'm very happy that we are together fighting for an important cause. This award is not just for me. It is for those forgotten children who want education. It is for those frightened children who want peace. It is for those voiceless children who want change. I'm here to stand up for their rights, to raise their voice. It is not time to pity them. It is time to take action. Let this be the last time that we see a child out of school. Let this end with us. Let's begin this ending together, today, right here, right now.
Reach for the stars, she said, and she did. These were the words spoken by the first Indian-born woman in space. A very simple, down-to-earth girl from Karnal who jumped high and one day reached the stars, but didn't return back.
10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 5, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia with a multitude of national and international space research experiments.
Houston now controlling the flight of Columbia, the international research mission finally underway.
Our mission is successful and we are all fine here, was the last communication heard from the Indian-American astronaut.
Visie was born, Elsaras Gasavan. Visie was born. Visie was born, Elsaras Gasavan. Visie was born.
मस्ती के हम तो राग गाएंगे, हम खुशियां रब से मांग लाएंगे।
बिखरे सुरों से गीत बनाकर, टूटे हुए ख्वाबों को सजाकर, झूमो रे झूमो झूमरो, बुमरो बुमरो, बुमरो बुमरो, शाम रंग बुमरो बुमरो बुमरो, शाम रंग बुमरो, केजी चक्सो तालानो, हो हो हो। रंग तुला दुनिया पे रंग लुटा दे फूलों से खुशबू ला और गगन गगन महका दे
तू घूम घूम तू झूम झूम तो झूमेगा ये अंबर
तू जान जान ले ठान ठान ले बदलेगा हर मंजर आंखों को अपनी तार बना के सारी दुनिया को चमका के झूमो रे झूमो झूम रो बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो कैसी चक्सो होता लानो हो बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो शाम रंग बुम रो कैसी चक्सो होता लानो हो Visie mal was born Alsaras gasavan Visie mal was born Alsaras gasavan Bumro Visie mal was born Alsaras gasavan Bumro Sham rang bumro Sham rang bumro
Final moments in the control room on February 1st, 2003, where Flight Director Mr. Leroy Kane announces,
Flight G6, lock the doors. Copy.
The tragic loss of the space shuttle Columbia killed all the 7 astronauts on board. She died like a true heroine while playing out that dream. Her smiling face and twinkling eyes that carried a lot of dreams continue to inspire young girls till date.
देखे ख्वाब हजार हैं मन में है गई हसरतें जाना मुझे अब है वहाँ जहाँ पूरी होंगी चाहते दिल में है अरमान पंख लिए आँखों में एक आस भी कि रुकना नहीं उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली ख्वाहिशों के जहां में जहां मंजिल है मेरी उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली छूने आसमां को जहां रोशन जिंदगी में उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली लाखों की भीड़ में मेरी एक पहचान हो बादलों से भी ऊंची मेरी उड़ान हो लाखों की भीड़ में मेरी एक पहचान हो बादलों से भी ऊंची मेरी उड़ान हो अब तो यकीन है रुकना नहीं है सपने ये सच हो जाएंगे हाँ उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली ख्वाहिशों के जहां में जहां मंजिल है मेरी उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली छूने आसमां को जहां रोशन जिंदगी में उड़ चली उड़ चली हाँ 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 उड़ चली मैं उड़ चली
Let us remember the words said by the then Prime Minister of India, Mr. I.K. Gujral.
Now we are proud of you. Each one of us in India is proud of us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
was 25/11/2009. Acha, please watch the news. A phone call that changed the lives of a family. A man who believed in smiling so much that he did not like being photographed for his ID card since it needed him to keep a straight face, compelling his father too to keep a smiling face even after his death. Mr. Unikrishnan says, "I am proud of him," words that every child yearns to hear from their parents. 26 November will always be remembered for the courage displayed by our security forces in overcoming the siege at the Taj Mahal Hotel, Oberoi and Shabad House in Mumbai, one of whom was Major Sandeep Unikrishnan, who made the ultimate sacrifice trying to save lives at the Taj Mahal Hotel.
सर पे ये केसरी रंग सजाया है।
आज मेरी पगड़ी भी केसरी, जो बहेगा मेरा लहू भी केसरी और मेरा जवाब भी केसरी।
केसरी ओ माई मेरी क्या फिक्र तुझे, क्यों आंख से दरिया बहता है। तू कहती थी तेरा चांद हूं मैं और चांद हमेशा रहता है। मेरी जमीन महबूब मेरी, मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे। फीका ना पड़े कभी रंग तेरा, जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा, गुल बन के मैं खिल जावा। इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू, तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरे खेतों में लहरावा। इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। खलियान मेरे जहाँ झूम के भंगड़ा पा न सका, आबाद रहे वो गांव मेरा जहाँ लौट के वापस जा न सका। ओ वतना वे मेरे वतना वे, तेरा मेरा प्यार निराला था, कुर्बान हुआ तेरी असमत पे मैं कितना नसीबों वाला था।
Consequently awarded the Ashok Chakra, India's highest peacetime gallantry award, on 26 January 2009. Salute to the Indian Army. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. These are the words spoken by one of the most famous and prolific inventors of all times, who was credited with developing many devices in fields such as electric power generation, mass communication, sound recording, and motion pictures, who was also a primary school dropout. My mother was the making of me. She was so true, so sure of me, and I felt I had someone to live for. Diagnosed with dyslexia at an early age and suffering from complete hearing loss at the age of 12, Edison did not let his disability discourage him, and after 10,000 failed attempts, he finally lit 400 lamps in the year 1882 in Manhattan.
Edison was working in his lab. In spite of repeated attempts, he failed miserably in each time. Frustrated and emotional, he recollects his childhood. One day, his teacher called him and handed over a folded paper to him and said, "Go home and give this letter to your mother." Edison rushed home immediately and gave the letter to his mother and said, "My teacher gave this paper to me and told me to give it to my mother only." His mother's eyes filled with tears after reading this letter. She read out the letter aloud to her child. "Your son is a genius. This school is too small for him and doesn't have enough good teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself." Edison tried again and again for 10,000 times. And finally succeeded. Many years later, he became one of the greatest inventors of the century. One day, he found a folded paper in his mother's wardrobe. It was the same letter given to him by the teacher. The words were, "Your son is differently abled. We won't let him come to school anymore." Edison cried for hours. And finally, he pens down in his diary, "Thomas Alva Edison was the differently abled child that by a hero mother became the genius of the city."